when you base your
war with
argument on
Canadians.
easily disprovable lies, you're not winning me over. Now you might win some people over.
Well,
but not
he's-
me.
He's
clearly,
got the majority, though. That's all he needs. I
He
agree with
doesn't
you.
have the majority on this topic, and the least
Which one?
popular president in the history of America for the last 70 years is Trump's first term, and the second least popular is his second term.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because you have to look at Biden's start, which was actually pretty strong to compare it fairly. Biden ended poorly, but we can't compare the end of Trump's.
None of that
second term.
matters.
do you think Biden knows that he's not president anymore?
There's a
not
non-zero
100%
chance
sure.
that he doesn't.
That.
Yeah.
That. There's a
Yeah, I won't
non-zero
defend
chance
him.
that he doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't.
no-
What are we doing today?
Look, there's no defending Biden at all. I've soured on Biden what little sweetness I had on him. You know, someone said something interesting. They were like, "You notice Hunter Biden's not getting hired to any boards of companies lately? No one wants his vast amount of experience, expertise, and genius out there in the world. They used to pay it just hand over fist, just trying to get him and hire him, but no longer." That whole Ukrainian thing is weird, and the fact that we are now embroiled in the Ukrainian war, like having that Biden Ukraine thing from 8-10 years ago or whatever, that looks weird to me. That'd be a good conspiracy theory for you to do, Taylor, to just because I think there's meat on them bones. That there's that the whole email where I think someone was emailing someone from Ukraine, and there was some quid pro quo, and they were mentioning
10% for the big guy.
The big guy needed to get paid off, and it's like, who's the?
That's
big
so
guy?
funny. They just lied and were like, "There's nothing to this."
Who's the big guy?
Our politicians definitely aren't bad. By the way, I looked
Trump
up
Jr.
US,
did the exact same thing.
I looked up presidential approval ratings.
But you're not in good company if you're comparing yourself to the Trump family.
But
George W. Bush
shouldn't be written off, right? We've talked about Hunter Biden and how he obviously is not an expert in Ukrainian energy again and again and again. Everyone's been talking about it for the last 6 years, maybe. And it is bullshit. I'm not defending it. It's obviously corrupt. This guy is not qualified to help Ukrainian energy companies. We all know he was paid so they would get access to his father.
Yeah.
But Donald Trump Jr. is not an expert in technology. Yet he's been hired by Blink RX, and his mission is it's a tech company. And they hired Donald Trump Jr. and they put him on the board, and they're paying him. Donald Trump Jr. doesn't know fuck all.
But what's the next part where it becomes criminal?
And how much money did Ivanka?
What's the next part where it comes criminal, though?
Get from the Saudis.
Say that again.
How much money did Ivanka Trump's husband get from the Saudis?
$2 billion.
Probably a lot. Yeah, this is a Republican Democrat thing. This is all of these people.
That's where I see some difference.
I will say, as a Jew, I bet you Jared's good with his money, but I'm not sure he would have gotten the $2 billion without the intro and the fucking on the wrist.
Dude, I bet he used some of those negotiation skills. And they went in there thinking they were going to give him like $800 million. He walked out with $2 billion.
You know how those
a clean $2 billion, a great negotiator. That's probably true. They thought they were going to out negotiate a Jewish guy who walked in, and they walked out, and he's like, "We just got taken for a ride." Like just poor.
Good accent, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
the
I looked up
thing,
by the way the approval rating thing. That's not George Bush. Both George Bushes had lower approval rating. Jimmy Carter had lower approval rating. Richard Nixon.
Are you just doing their low peak, or
this is highest approval, lowest approval, highest disapproval, lowest disapproval?
Do you all remember how unpopular Bush Jr. was on his way out?
I mean, little bit.
Oh man, everybody hated Truman. This guy's.
It was rough.
It was rough, and then Obama was there waiting in the wings, all charismatic and intelligent and well spoken. Yeah. Biden had some? What is that racist shit Biden said about him at the time? Oh, he's a well spoken kid. Looks clean.
Articulate.
Yeah.
he said the first time I saw him walk into the office, I said, somebody call security. Then he started talking. I said, this guy isn't as bad as the rest of them.
I said, that boy knows a thing or two.
That boy knows it. Yeah, dude. I wish we could have got like senile Biden up there more. Just like like I never wanted to hear Biden talk more than after that presidential debate. It's like, put him on stage, let him talk. Let him tell us.
Honestly, as somebody who loves his grandparents, I was like, dude, get this guy off the fucking screen. Mm-hmm. As soon as we saw him fall off the bike, I'm like, let's. I don't need to see any more.
The bike I'm okay with. Woody explained the bike to me. Woody comes from a family of bikers, and he's done a lot of biking. And apparently, you got special shoes with that kind of bike that like peg into your foot peg.
They click in.
Yeah, they click in.
A cyclist pulls up on the pedals on the upstroke and pulls down on the other, and you pedal all the way around.
Yeah.
So you either have toe clips where your foot fits into a clip and then you can pull up on it, or a specialized shoe, and underneath it is a clip that like you press really hard and it snaps in. But to get out, you have to twist your foot sideways instead of just lifting it. And even I, as like a pretty athletic 17-year-old, would tip over sometimes.
Oh, okay.
It happens.
So you got to ask yourself the question. You see your husband's heading out the door to do his press thing, and he's going to do a little biking today. Hey, you look pretty good in that biking suit. You've kept your figure at 70, sir. 80, actually.
Sir.
Fuck. She calls her husband sir. It's an old time. She was born in the 20s.
Okay.
He calls her doctor.
And then he goes to put on his Clippy shoes. Like, don't you say, oh my God, what are you thinking? Put on your New Balance. You don't want to lose your footing out there. And hey, you're going to set a record today. We know you had some good times back in the day. Today,
Who the hell are you? How'd you get into my house?
And what? How did they let him go out the door in like pro cycling shoes that clip in and can be awkward to use? You know, like if I were going to do a press thing and I was going to be on ice skates, I'd want them to make them blades fat.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to be on some. I'd want to. That
would make it so much harder.
But I will tell you one thing I love. One thing I love about Biden.
Maybe that's why I tell.
One thing I do love about Biden. He seems like the kind of dude. If someone's like, "Can you do this?" He's like, "Fuck yeah, I can do that." No matter what it is, he seems like the kind of dude who's always been like, "Yeah, I can."
He's confident. You know what I liked? My favorite thing about Biden is every so often he would start a sentence or an address or like an answer. He'd be like, "Hey, listen here, Jack." Like where he would call people Jack, and I loved that. That was my far and away top favorite thing about Joe Biden.
Toward the end, he wanted to reassure you. He wanted to assure you that what he was saying was not hyperbole. I'm serious. I mean it. It's not hyperbole. Like he would over and over, he would hammer home those three phrases. Like he was really worried that people weren't going to take him seriously or something. I'm serious. I mean it. Not hyperbole. I mean the word.
He was funny. Big shout out, friend of the show.
Look, he couldn't shoot a car commercial. I'll tell you that.
No. Oh, by the way, I looked up the job approval thing. It's initial approval ratings and disapproval ratings, and Trump does have the worst and second worst.
Oh, initial approval rating.
Yeah, that's
that's kind of a weird metric to look
Woody,
at.
what was the worst? What was it in the first term?
In the first term, his approval was 45 and his disapproval was 48. In the second term, which is kind of current, his initial is 47 approve and 48 disapprove. The next worst one is Biden, and then after that, it's Bill Clinton. Maybe it's hard to rank them.
Did you say jobs approval rating or overall?
Initial job approval ratings of elected U.S. presidents from 1953 forward.
I would be okay with comparing them through their terms to this point, like everyone's 53rd day, etc.
Yeah, right. It's hard to compare Trump's current term, especially.
This is a very unique thing he's doing because this will be his last term, and he doesn't matter. I don't think he cares about midterms, other than like he might lose his ability to. I guess he does care about midterms. He certainly doesn't care about re-election and how popular he's going to be. I don't think.
I bet he would if he was younger.
He seems fairly serious about Greenland. He really does. He keeps. He brought it up today to the UN Secretary General. Yeah. He's like, we might need to get NATO involved on this, and he's like, well, NATO wouldn't want to get it. That guy is a fucking diplomat. All right, he's a top 1% of 1% intelligence fucking global diplomat, UN Secretary General. As you can imagine, he would be. Oh, very diplomatic answer. Oh, well, NATO would never be involved with this and this because of its blah, 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 blah. You are completely right, Mr. President. The Arctic security is vital. And the Chinese overflies and the Russians in that area, we need to secure that region of the planet. It's vital to NATO security. It's vital to the world peace. It's like, oh, man, what a great answer. You complimented him while telling him no. Like, it was perfect.